This is one of my favorite patterns we're going to be looking at how to make. It's based on the 8 circles star. We have a circle in the middle and 8 around it. I finished doing some dot art, which gave me this. As you can see, it's made of little tiny dots. And this is a nice Middle Eastern or Islamic pattern. So let's begin. We will keep in mind that you're going to go 2 compass lengths outward, so you would like to make sure you go 1 and 2, not go off the paper. So looks like that's going to work. Begin with 1 circle, and we're going to cut it in half or bisect it. So take your ruler, go ahead and find the center, line up your ruler, and you can draw a line through it. So this will involve erasing. I would recommend you use pencil, and you can go over it with pen if you'd like, or use tracing paper. So now we want to draw a line that's 90 degrees or perpendicular. We will take our compass, open it slightly more than it was, put the point on one side of the line of the diameter that we drew, draw an arc. You can draw the whole arc, but if you don't want to erase, you just draw the little markings. Then go to the other side and repeat to find where the 2 arcs meet. Where the arcs meet will be the spot here and here that we are going to connect. So now we have 4 spots that are the same distance apart. We can draw a square here because we can draw that shape. We're going to put the compass back to the position we were in to start. So you'll have to readjust it and find the circle you were using. So now that I've done that, I'm going to go to the edge where one of the lines meet the circle. I'm going to draw an arc. Or I'm sorry, a whole circle. I'm going to go on top and do the same thing basically to each of the 4 spots we found. And you want to be very careful with your compass placement. The less accurate you are with finding the exact spot, the shape can start to get disformed. So now we'd like to rotate our paper. We're going to line our ruler up here to find in between the 2 circles. And so when we line that up, we can find the middle here and the other side across from it. We can rotate it the other way, line up the other diagonal where the 2 circles meet, find the middle here and here. So we're going to continue 4 more circles in between the circles we have already made. So in that spot, I'm going to make a circle. Go to the other new spot, make a circle. Okay, the next step, what we can do is we can connect from the small leaves from here to here and draw a line until we reach the edge of the first circle. So I'm going to draw that and essentially rotate my paper, do the same thing all the way around. So when I first learned this particular pattern, it was very confusing, the video that I watched, and what I came to realize was that it's not very difficult. It's the same pattern kind of going all the way around. So what we do to one position, we're going to do all the way around. So you end up repeating 8 times because we have 8 spots that are equidistant. Next, what we can do is we're going to make 2 squares. So we're going to go directly above and then one mark over here. And then we're going to do the same thing where we're going to go directly to the left and one up here. And we're going to connect those two spots. Okay, now we're going to go directly down and to the left one here and connect this one. And then we're going to go directly left and down one here and connect. And then you can see where the last 2 points connect. So we're going to do that same thing, only now we're going to connect the leftover spots that are in between the 2 circles. So here, we're going to connect that one with that one, here and here. We're going to connect here and here in between the 2 little arcs. We're going to connect that one to here. It's in between those 2 smaller pieces. And then again, you can see where the 4th one leaves off. Okay, so we need these squares to know where to stop these next lines we're going to be drawing. We're going to draw, now we're going to connect the little leaves. We're going to connect here and here, and we're going to go from the top of the square to the bottom of the other square we just drew. So the line's parallel to the starting line we did, that was here and here, and we're gonna go and do the same thing to the right of it, here and here. So what we're doing in this step, from the top of the square to the bottom of the square, we don't need to go to the edge of the circle, I kind of did on that one. We're gonna use those spots, so we don't need to continue. But that connecting of the smaller leaves here and here and here and here, we're going to do that again 4 times. So I'm going to rotate the paper a teeny bit so you could see this leaf here. We're going to go to this leaf here and make that stand straight up. So I'm going to repeat that from this spot to this spot. We're going to connect a line. The way the paper is, it's going to be vertical. And then we're going to repeat this one and this one. So now I did this leaf, I'm going to go to this leaf. I'm going to go straight down, straight upward, and then repeat it here and here. So I've done this leaf, now I'm going to go to this leaf. And now I've done this one, I'm going to go to this one. And now that I'm at this one, we're at the bottom of our paper. So you'll see when we did the top one, the bottom one's done. So we've done 4 times, which has given us vertical lines. Let me give you a pen. Here, 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 and here. So this is what we're going to base part of the next step on. The next step is going to take this position where those lines we just drew meet the square here and here. So we're going to draw a line going through this point here, and we need to know where to stop. So I actually should have made the lines longer. I was thinking of when you draw only the center. So I was thinking of just drawing to here, but we have to keep going up. So we're going to take these 2 lines, and I'm going to extend the ones we were just drawing up a little bit more, rather than go back and start the video again. And I'm going to connect from this spot to this spot and continue till it touches one of those lines. So this spot here, where the triangle we drew, or the square we drew, touches the lines we just drew to the center. And we're going to stop right there. Then we're going to repeat that on the other side. So now, what we just did, we're going to do again. We're going to tilt our paper and repeat that 8 times. So now I'm going to look at this leaf. I'm going to extend this a bit more. And I'm going to take this spot here to this spot here. And then this spot here to the same spot we just used. So I've done this leaf. Now I want to go to this leaf. I'm going to extend this upward and this one upward. I'm going to go from where the square touches that line to the center. And again, where the square touches the line to the center. And we can extend it a tiny bit more. So again, we've now done this leaf. We're going to rotate to this leaf. We're going to go from this spot to the center, but first we'll extend the 2 lines we're using. Go from here to here, and go from here rotate it again. Now we're going to use this leaf. I'm going to extend those 2 parallel lines. I'm going to go from that square to the center. And then again from the square to the center. And looks like 3 more times. Extend it a bit longer. Extend it a bit longer. From here to the center. And then from here to the center. And we're going to do our last 2 leaves. From here to the center. And our last spot here. So now the last step is going to be to draw 2 large squares. So you can sort of see in this example, we're going to draw a big square here and then another one diagonally, sort of like the first squares we drew in the middle. So to find those spots, we're going to use where we just left off. So where those 2 lines we drew are meeting the 2 parallel lines, we're going to turn our paper and draw a straight line. While I'm here, I'll go down here and we're going to use those 2 spots. We are going to rotate our paper And again, I'm going to do the same thing, but on the left and the right side. Let me fix this. Looks a little bit crooked. So I'm going to use this point here and this point here. And then again, this point here and this point here. So now we have that square. Mine looks a little crooked. So we want to be very careful. I notice when you're demonstrating, you try to go a little bit faster, and it ends up making small mistakes that add up over time. So now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to now use the diagonal ones. So here and here. So I'll turn the paper sideways. I'm going to use this spot here and this spot here. So it's the same thing we just did, only now we're going to do it at a 45-degree rotation. And then go to the opposite side, here and here. This one seems a tiny bit off. So the last two will be the diagonals here and here. So I'll rotate it this way. And it looks like a mess, but we actually have what we're looking for here. So I'm going to begin in the middle. Let me pick a color of pen. Maybe I'll use black. So in the middle we have these small little kites here and here. So let me use a ruler, make it a little bit neater. I'm going to outline these kites. So that's the very center, as you can see. Obviously, you'd like to use a ruler. I'm just doing it freehand for speed. So then when we look at the outside of those little kites, we see another little kite. So from here to here, we have another kite. So I'm going to use the ruler people tend to say, I could never do that, I don't have the patience. And I can agree that this takes patience. So if you don't have patience, what better way to learn patience than practicing something that takes patience? That's the way you get it. So now we've done the very center and the star here, right around it. Now we have these little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexagonal shapes. They're not regular hexagons though, right here. So you can see them here, 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 and you can see next to them the star. So above it is another of those shapes, from here to here, and then next to it on the right and the left are stars. So here here. So if we continue this all the way around, we begin to see the exact shape we wanted. So if we wanted to rotate it 45 degrees, we have that same shape right here with 6 sides. And then right above it, we have another one. And then to the right of it, we have another star. Okay, then we rotate it again. And we have that same thing going on here. So all the way around, we have the same repeating pattern. And as I'm doing this, I can see where my markings are slightly off. But again, I'm going more for speed here than for accuracy. Oops, that line right there shouldn't be there. Oops, that goes to here. So the one mistake I made was I drew through one of these diamonds here, so I did the same thing on the top and the bottom. So this is our shape. What I love about it are the, the 2 squares that make a star, but then around it a star, and then around it again you have sort of like these fingers going around, and then you have stars, and then again you have the double square. So it's a really neat shape. I don't know if it helps to erase a bit. I don't want to smudge it since I just finished. And that is our pattern. So this one, in my opinion, is a challenging one. If you have the patience, I admire you, and you are awesome. Keep it up and enjoy.